In 2005, Ishmael's life was falling apart. He had many addictions. His wife was ready to leave him and take their 2 children with her.
When Ishmael was working in the bus terminal, he always had problems with some things. He was a drunkard and liked to play with prostitutes.
I worked in the terminal, and the life there was very hard. Many of us drivers were drunk, so we went to prostitutes and gambled.
Ishmael says in spite of a life full of sin, he was a devout Muslim, even going from mosque to share the Quran.
I was one of the ones in the Muslim fundamentalist groups. In December of 2005, I was ordered to stop the Christmas service, led by Pastor Abraham.
But instead of interrupting the service as planned, Ishmael listened to Pastor Abraham speak and later approached him to find out more about Jesus.
Ishmael was crying when I was praying for him. He had come to the meeting checking up on Christians and what we were doing in that building, but after hearing about Jesus in the meeting, he wanted to know more.
Pastor Abraham prayed for me, and I felt something new in my heart. The pastor gave me a Bible and a Quran and told me to think about my life. I did a comparison of the Bible and the Quran for 6 months. Pastor Abraham helped me to understand more. After 6 months, I finally decided to become a Christian and be baptized.
Ishmael's wife Faiza, also from a Muslim background, was stunned by the transformation in her husband's life.
When I saw the dramatic change in my husband, from that moment I became interested in Christianity. I wanted to know how my husband could be changed so much. We became Christians, not because someone offered us money to become Christians.
Within a month of coming to Christ and being baptized, Ishmael and his family began to face persecution from their family members.
We faced many challenges from the Muslim community. We were expelled from our village after we came to Christ. Even my family drove us out of our village. We are disowned by our families. But I have a strong faith in the Lord and never want to withdraw from the Lord.
As a result of being forced from their village, Ishmael and Faiza relocated to another area where they now have their own house and live, at least for now, at peace with their neighbors, many of them Muslims.
When I faced this problem, I had learned from the Bible that the Lord is full of compassion, and that I must stand on the truth of the Bible, follow what it teaches, and that I must be patient and not take revenge against any violence against me.
Ishmael has been involved in full-time ministry since 2006, just 1 year after becoming a Christian. With the help of Pastor Abraham, he leads several house churches of Muslim converts, including in his own home.
I would tell anyone I meet about Jesus. I don't bring my Bible, I bring the Quran, and show them that in the Quran it says Jesus is well known on the earth in life after death. 900 verses in the Quran talk about Jesus.
I'm very happy, very joyful to see around 35 to 40 believers every Friday come to this house and praise the Lord.
Ishmael also travels up to 4 hours by motorcycle to disciple new believers from Muslim backgrounds in other locations in West Java. Today, Ishmael and Faiza have 5 children, a daughter-in-law and a grandchild. If persecution does come again, Ishmael and Faiza know that their family will stand firm.
I will never withdraw because I have experienced a miracle from the Lord.
Pastor Abraham has also faced hostility because of his ministry. The most serious incident occurred in 2007 when he was leading a house meeting with about 20 believers from Muslim backgrounds, when suddenly a mob showed up of 600 militant Muslims who threatened to kill the believers inside and burn the house down with them in it.
I told the believers to move into the kitchen and keep the Bibles and Christian books in a safe place. I stayed in the living room, and the Muslims outside were yelling at us and saying, "Let's get in the house and kill these Christians and cut their throats."
Pastor Abraham says the Muslims, some of whom were heavily intoxicated, started to vandalize the house and took gasoline from 2 motorcycles.
The believers in the kitchen and me in the living room could smell the gasoline. Some of the believers wanted to escape from the house, but were afraid because they could see the gasoline by the door.
Pastor Abraham says the mob tried to set the house on fire, but in all the confusion lost the matches. By then, soldiers from another village, along with local police and the village head, had arrived at the house and tried to settle the issue. Eventually, the mob dispersed.
When the incident happened, I was teaching these new believers. Some of them were still Muslims. I asked them if they wanted to keep their baptism even after all these incidents, and they said yes, they wanted salvation. I told them that to follow Jesus has a price, and you must carry the cross of Christ.
Together, Abraham, Ishmael, and Faiza, along with other faithful and brave followers of Christ, continue to devote their lives to helping others in Indonesia discover the freedom and life that can only be found in Jesus Christ.